So this is a video for people that started playing Indivisible and were like, this isn't really my cup of tea, or the battles are taking too long, or don't really like it, or for people that just started playing and are like, I kind of just want to know like what I'm supposed to do, how I'm supposed to do it. This is a video for you guys, and I hope this helps you because this definitely helped my playthroughs a bit. Number 1, initiative is so important. You want to get initiative as much as possible. By initiative, I mean hitting the field enemy starts all the players off with their attack gauges filled. All the enemies spawn from the field enemy, so you have a chance to do damage to them all at once. The slide attack is the best option for it because you move so fast that they can't react, and you continue to slide through, hitting more than just the first enemy. You can also run into them with your newfound abilities, but this normally just hits the field enemy and the rest move into position, so I think sliding is best. While the enemies are down, slap them with everything you got to do the most damage to all the enemies at once. However, when you do this, only attack with 3 out of 4 of the characters because the last one should be used for tip number 2, spending your meter. There is no reason not to spend meter at the start of the battle. When you get the initiative and you're at max meter, spend it. I recommend spending it right at the start because they can do a level 3, everyone starts slapping the enemy, building up more and more meter, and then they can follow that up with a level 1. You want to do as much damage as possible right at the start. The person that I've noticed with the largest meter gain was Ginseng. There may be a better person for it, but I don't honestly know. I didn't really compare and contrast, but using Ginseng's neutral attack got me to nearly a full bar. Even if you don't get initiative, there's a character later in the game that can bring all the enemies together into one pile with their down attack, and there's also a character later in the game that just for their down attack, I believe it's also their down attack, just builds meter as well. Those two may be useful to you. It's up to you to decide whether or not to prioritize dealing damage or building meter. And speaking of priorities, tip number 3, prioritize upgrading attacks and get good at clean blocks. So I should mention, battles can take a while. So you want to get rid of the enemies as fast as humanly possible. I recommend upgrading to 4 attacks, then split your focus onto defense. 5 upgrades are the max for each of them, so you could just finish filling out the attack one and then focus on the defense one. It's honestly up to you. But you may want to change to defense unless you're really confident in your clean blocks. But if you run into a baddie you really didn't want to fight, you just want to explore the world and see the sights, guess what? You don't have to fight a single enemy other than the bosses. And that's because, tip number 4, you can run away from enemies 100% of the time. Indivisible doesn't have a traditional runaway mechanic like a lot of RPGs do, so basically you think you have to fight every enemy encounter even though the devs made the game based on skill of the player and not level of the characters. To do this, it's really simple. You ready? Yeah. It's that easy, and works 100% of the time. Load checkpoints makes it so that if you get in a fight that you didn't mean to, or you don't get initiative, or whatever, you can just redo it. Is it cheating? Maybe. Is it poor sportsmanship? Might be. But that also means that if for some reason you have to travel around the world to a bunch of different regions because you want to 100% the game, you don't have to fight recolors of the same monsters you fought before. Just throwing that out there. And that's it. Those are my tips. I hope they help you, and I hope you enjoy Indivisible.